Now, for the record, before I discuss this, I don't put much stock in this rumor at all. And somehow, well, this is the rumor. The rumor is, while visiting with the Harveys, and of course seeing Lori, there's a rumor right now that Michael B. Jordan sort of may have had an eye too long on not on Miss Harvey that made Steve upset. But the Miss Harvey I speak of is not Lori Harvey, but instead Miss Marjorie Harvey. That's right, Mrs. Steve Harvey herself. Now, for the record, regardless of what I think of Marjorie, or may have an opinion just like a lot of people do, I don't think, while I could see her maybe messing around on Steve, because we know Steve is such a big simp, I don't see her betraying her daughter like that. I don't see that. I think she genuinely loves her daughter. And while I could buy her cheating on Steve, I can't see her betraying her daughter like that. Now, as for Michael B. Jordan looking at her, well, it would depend on how he looked at her. If he was like looking at her like she was a walking pork chop or something, then I can understand that. And yes, even though I don't like Steve Harvey, I will say this. That's still the man's wife. If this happened, that's still the man's wife. Regardless, at the end of the day, regardless of how I feel about him, how you listening to this may feel about him, that's still the man's wife at the end of the day. At the same time, though, if he just like looked at her just a quick second and moved on, and then they're just making a big deal because he took a good class, then I'm like, y'all need to chill out. Y'all need to slow your roll. You know what I'm saying? And if Steve was so concerned about him looking at her, to be alleged, and this is all alleged, but if Steve was that concerned about him looking at his wife like that, that tells me, you're already looking for a reason to get rid of this guy. Because this is a young, hot guy with looks and body you wish you have. And I don't even play for that team, but let's be honest. Marjorie Harvey's been looking at the big horse teeth, the magic mustache of doom, and the glistening head, with little to no body for the last decade or so. And wouldn't that be ironic if something did happen? His blood would be shed big time for betraying both his first missus and for betraying Mary. Talk about chickens coming home to roost. Oh, let me stop. That was a little of my old your blood will be shed character coming out there. But nah, I don't give this rumor much credence. I mean, could I see Marjorie cheating on Steve? Sure. But could I see her taking the man that's supposed to be dating her daughter? I don't see that. And if Steve has, quote unquote, hatred in his heart, a thumb-sized hatred in his heart for Michael B. Jordan over Lori, who is only his stepdaughter, imagine if there was any truth to that rumor. You imagine if he caught Michael B. Jordan with his missus? Ooh, no, that would go from a thumb to a full-size hand at that point. And like I said, regardless of how I feel about Steve, that is the man's wife, regardless. And I must admit, for her age bracket, she does look good for her age. But I don't give this rumor much credence, though. I don't give it much credence, but I just thought it'd be fun to talk about. Anyway, I'm out.